ALPER, how are you?
Hello, David. I'm good. You?
I'm doing all right. Hang on a second. Let me.
Okay.
There's some noise here. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm doing okay. So, what's going on?
Everything's all right, man. About 1 hour later, I will go to work, to channel. My last work at home now. Yesterday, I was off. Today is first work day this week.
Whose birthday?
First day, first.
Oh, first day. Wait a minute.
Monday for me today.
Yeah, got you. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, how are things at work? And how do they like you having a YouTube channel? Is that okay with them, or do they know, or what?
Yeah, actually, last days my YouTube channel is average. Last days I was a little bit lazy. Actually, YouTube is not easy work. If you get success, you must work hardly.
Harder.
Yeah, harder. Yeah. Because competition is too high. Last year's in Turkey, especially last month, everybody attacked to YouTube.
Why do you think it is?
For users, very popular in Turkey. Everybody opens channel. Channel.
Well, yeah. Why? Why do you think people are doing that in Turkey?
Because YouTube, different other social media platforms. If you use YouTube, and if you open YouTube channel, you can earn money.
Okay.
For example, Facebook or Twitter, you can't. Maybe some people earn money in Instagram with sponsors, different advertise ways.
Yeah.
YouTube better for earn.
For money. Earning. Okay. So does it also provide more freedom of speech? YouTube.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. But doesn't the government, the Turkish government, follow some of these channels and crack down on people?
On YouTube? I didn't hear that. For YouTube, nobody's channel closed until now. Yeah. But maybe later, it can be.
Okay.
Maybe in China, all YouTube closed.
Yeah. Yep.
You can't reach in YouTube to YouTube in China. Can we talk about English learning today?
What do you want to talk about exactly?
Some people watch us, our conversation, and especially they want to learn English. Our conversation video I put to my channel.
Okay.
We have 2 videos now.
That's all? I thought you had more than that.
No, only 2 videos. Yeah. Maybe they want to hear from you about English learning way, or why to learn English very important in the world. Other ways we can talk about English. Yeah.
As far as why it's important, people realize, or they already know that, it's the language of the internet. It's the language of medicine, aviation, international business. So, it's kind of hard to get around now. it's kind of funny that you mentioned this, because when I was working in Korea, people always think that English is so, how could I say, so or that English learning started because of the US, and that's not true. It started with the British from colonialism, colonizing India, colonizing Hong Kong and places like that. Through America, English around the world got a bigger boost because it was done with soft power. Because of American movies, American music, American literature even. So, it's spread that way. And again, finance. So, it's what you need right now, I'll say, if you want to, I would say go internationally, or if you want to live in a English-speaking country, you would need some form of English. But other than that, and that's huge, it's about English right now. People say, oh, let's start learning Chinese. Learning any language is not a bad idea, but it takes a while for a language to become dominant. Years ago, it was the Romans. Then after that, it was some other language. So French. So, the tide turns. Right now, it's English. Tomorrow, who knows? Could be Turkish.
Yeah. It could be Turkish. Maybe 20 years later, China can be the strongest country in the world. Mm-hmm. First country. Maybe then we need to learn Chinese. Now America is the strongest country in the world. That's why.
Really?
Yeah. Well, economically, especially. Economically, biggest.
But the thing is, with again, people saying learn Chinese because that's going to be the next dominant language. Again, if it comes through soft power, where people have a choice of accepting it, then I could see that happening. But when you do it to me, in my opinion, when you do it as a dictatorship, then people are, less willing to learn. I would think they're going to hold on to their own languages and customs. All right. But anyway, what else, what other things are you wanting to talk about here?
Actually, I have more questions about English. For example, they are curious about Cambly, and they are. We don't know any English. How can we learn from Cambly English? They are asking to me. They need a little bit English before to Cambly starting.
Yeah, you do. In my opinion, you do need to know some basics. Because whenever I meet someone new, I'm asking them basic questions.
Can you explain basics?
Yeah, basics such as things like, what's your name? Where do you live? What do you do for a living? Those basic everyday questions. If you can answer those and you can read English, you don't have to have a perfect accent.
They need grammar?
What?
They need grammar?
The instructors should be able to help them with grammar.
For basics.
Yeah. I mean, again, you need to you need to be able to put together sentences, but they don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
So, and you need to understand what is being, have an idea of what the person is saying to you, the instructor.
How do you learn? How do you teach to children? They know basics English?
I don't work with children, so I really can't
Really?
speak on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to work with kids years ago, again in Korea, and a lot of those children sounded as if they were already in America, because they start at such a young age. And with any language, you start them early. They will, they'll pick it up a lot faster. The mind or the brain of a child is like a sponge. They pick up things easily.
Okay, which do you advise, IELTS or TOEFL?
It depends on what you want. I always help people with IELTS speaking. That's my forte. Generally speaking, both countries meaning the US with TOEFL, the UK with IELTS, both countries do accept each other's designations or their test, but I like IELTS personally. I like IELTS. People have asked me which one's easier, IELTS or TOEFL, and it's hard to say, but I have a preference for IELTS.
Okay, IELTS I didn't remember this word. Sorry. Wait, I can write here. This.
Okay. Sinav. I don't know what that is.
Maybe this. No.
It's same thing, yeah. Write it in Turkish and then send it that way.
Okay. No problem. I can ask you one more question. Actually, what do you advise improve our English, for me or for beginners?
Exposure to the language. It doesn't matter what language you want to study, you have to be exposed to it. The more you're exposed to it, the better for you. So with English, especially now with the internet, it's pretty easy, I think, to expose yourself to all the English you want. Like you mentioned earlier, YouTube channels, Facebook, English language TV, BBC, CNN, all of those things. And what I tell people is more important than being on, what's this thing, Cambly. Cambly is important, but you have to practice when you are not on Cambly. You're only on Cambly for what? 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Okay, even if you do that every day, that's only 7 hours in a week. The rest of those hours, you need to set aside some time to just do some reading. Read out loud. That can still help you because as you are reading, you are hearing the sounds of the words. Even if your pronunciation is not so good, that's when you come to Cambly to get help from the instructors. He or she can tell you, no, it's pronounced this way, not that way. Grammar.
If they must understand reading or not.
Sure, they need to understand what they're reading. Yeah.
Maybe some people says you don't need to understand, only you read for pronunciation or vocabulary.
Oh, you mean in that sense? Yeah, I mean, sure. As you're just starting out, you don't have to understand every word, period. Whether you're been whether you're new to studying English or have been studying for a while, no, you don't have to understand every word.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good to practice. I think someone like you, for example, when you come to Cambly, when you come on Cambly, have an idea of what you want to accomplish, whether it be reading, writing, listening, speaking. Have an idea of what you want to work on that day. And someone like me, could, put some things together, to help you. Let's say you wanted to do reading today. Okay, I have lots of reading material. We'll go through it. I'm listening to your pronunciation. If it sounds off, your pronunciation, I'll correct you immediately. If you don't understand certain vocabulary, then I go over that with you. I say, okay, this word means blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, having someone who can help you like that is a big help. So when you're not on Cambly and you're reading material, circle the words you're unfamiliar with. Look them up yourself. If you still don't understand it fully, bring it to the tutor, and he or she can help you.
Okay, man. Thank you for all information. Thank you very much.
ALPER. Next, send me a note. Let me know what you want to talk about, what you want to do, and then I'll be ready for you.
Okay, I see.
All right.
I see. Okay. See you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.